How'd it go today?
You know, I thought today was a pretty physical go. You know, we, by design, really pushed the tempo. I thought that kind of what we scripted in was short yardage and then finishing up with the red zone, the tight zone, I thought was really conducive for us to have a chance to have a real physical practice. I think the guys responded to it.
You guys got the board drill going today. You like doing that in the spring, get the intensity flowing in April?
Yeah, we're going to do it every day with Chris that we're in pads, and you know, I thought the guys are competing. We'll learn how to keep our eyes up, and that's what the name of that drill is: learn how to hit people and see them and hit through your target and be safe. So, I'm just trying to do a lot of teaching through that.
Technique-wise, you like what you saw there?
A lot of good, some bad. A lot of good, but some bad. That's the way it always is.
You said this team reminded you of the 09 team. In what specific ways?
Well, you know, I thought the 09 team had a spirit about them that was player run, you know, and you think about some of those guys on that defense that were dynamic personalities, you know, Wooten's, that whole group, those guys, and I'm starting to see that. On offense, we had some guys who can make some plays, and you know, I'm starting to see that. So a lot of similarities in that spring prior to that season I'm seeing right now, but talk is cheap. We got a lot of work to do.
Are there similarities in that in 09, a guy like Kafka who came in sort of unknown?
Yeah, right, sure.
Taking over, you know, and now Kane's going to be taking over.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of similarities here, and the quarterback obviously gets way too much attention.
Right.
But you know, you think about it. You know, Mike, his previous example of playing the year before was not very good. You know, Kane's a lot further, except for one game. You know, and Kane's a lot further ahead. So, I feel good about that.
Are there other guys like that resemble guys back in?
Yeah, you know, like I said, I mean, I just see a lot of guys with a lot of passion. You know, and through that, I think you just work diligently to get better. And you know, I've been impressed by our attitude. I've been impressed by the way we worked. We got a lot of things to get so much better at, but at least they're working at it, and that's all we can ask.
You guys have had a lot of good quarterbacks and often a lot of depth at that position. What would you say about the depth that you guys have this year?
Well, I think we got three guys right now that we can win with, and PJ assumes his role and does a great job for us and helps the program. So, you know, I think we're in a pretty good position. You know, obviously it's a critical position in this year's recruiting class, but we needed to have a little bit of separation between our quarterbacks. We don't want them all lumped together. We want to have a little separation with this one we signed right now. So we went to add a couple of walk-ons there that we think can help us and help compete and see if they can earn themselves into a varsity role down the road. But you know, it's a critical position, obviously, in what we do.
Is there anything specifically you're doing to prepare for exhibition on the 14th?
You know, we look at it a little bit differently. Each practice is kind of one step in the journey for the season, and the exhibition's one of those. I mean, we do things a little bit different maybe than some folks. We look at our last practice as an opportunity to get better, and that's why we structure it the way that we do. We just go offense and defense, and it's a situational scrimmage. You know, a lot of teams do it differently. Some will break their teams up. We want to get really good work and not just have a pseudo game that means nothing. We want to use that 15th opportunity to get better, kind of like the situational scrimmages we do the 2 weeks prior. So it's kind of more another step instead of a build-up towards, if that makes sense.
What are you seeing so far this spring out of your running backs?
Well, you know, we've been a little dinged up there, and so our depth has been, at times, a little less than I think we'd all want. But the guys that are practicing, I think, are really starting to see, you know, where they should make their cuts. They're picking up the protection really well, and obviously they all can catch. Otherwise, we wouldn't have recruited them. But I really like the spring that Trey's had. You know, obviously he's his first full year of really being a college student athlete, and now being through the second time of installation, it's been good. It's been good for him.
Any idea on Mike Trumpy? Is he going to be back? You know.
Yeah, I mean he's running around. I mean his 6-month window is next month. So he'll be cleared, good to go, starting, what is that, May 1? So he'll be good. He'll be fine.
Competition at defensive backs. How long do you expect that to go?
I don't know. It's up to the young man. You know, I'll tell you this, though, and you've been out watching practice every day, those guys are competing their tails off. We've got a pretty good receiver corps, and they're competing their tails off. To our great fans that are talking negative about our defensive backs, please continue to do that. You're adding fuel by being masters of the obvious. They love it. They can't thank you enough for your loving TLC and support. So they're getting plenty. And this is a time in the spring when I'm sprinkling a few things that some of those great fans are saying and letting them hear it. So it ticks them off. And then in the fall, I won't let them listen to any of those people that don't know what they're talking about anyways. But that's okay. I love it.
more question?
Are you gonna be nervous watching the Masters this weekend with Luke going at it?
No, I got family. No, I won't be. Would Luke being nervous? Absolutely not. I mean, he's the best in the world. Why would I be nervous for a guy who's best?